seconds mode. Hi everyone, this is me, Peter of GIZGUIDEPH, and I'm currently using the Huawei Nova 5T for taking videos. This is a 4K at 30 frames per second sample, and as you can see, it is really detailed. It has good colors, pretty nice dynamic range, and speedy overall autofocus. I also like that it is pretty steady. The stabilization is nice. That is rare for a mid-ranger. Most mid-range phones has 4K, but they don't have stabilization as good as this. The reason behind that is this phone is using the flagship Kirin 980 processor. Yes, you heard me right. It is using a flagship processor despite its mid-range price tag. And the result is this: a pretty good type of video quality for its main camera. But did you know that I can also switch to the ultra-wide lens? Yes, even while taking videos, Huawei Nova 5T has the ability to shoot in ultra-wide mode. You can use the secondary ultra-wide mode for taking videos as well. And then you can easily switch back to the main camera again, to the 48 MP camera in a click. That is quite rare because not all phones has the ability to switch modes while shooting. Another thing, it has this type of zoom. The 2x zoom is stabilized and it's lossless, but there is some ghosting effect, there is some casting effect, but it is acceptable. At least it is close to lossless. But you can even further the zoom. You can zoom up to 10 times, but I wouldn't really recommend the 10 times zoom because it is grainy and it is very shaky, especially if you are walking. Now let's switch back to the main camera, and now I will move to the 1080p at 60 frames per second mode. As promised, this is a sample of 1080p at 60 frames per second mode, and if you will notice, frame rates are smoother, but it doesn't really mean that it's better than the 4K. I think I will still go with the 4K because I can do crop while editing videos, but this is also fine. This is also fine. This is also quite detailed, and the level of noise and clarity and details is almost identical to the 4K video shooter. And did you know that this also has a 1080p at 30 frames per second mode? We will switch to that mode now. As promised, this is the 30 frames 1080p 30 fps 1080p mode of the Huawei Nova 5T, and it still has that good stabilization and pretty fast focus speed. Let's try to this slant here. Okay, it still can do some sort of macro while doing videos, and it still has this wide angle mode and the main camera mode. You can switch back to it easily, and I still like this. If you want to save MBs, if you want to save file size, you may use this mode. And another thing, look at this. The color accuracy is quite impressive. Even if you switch from the normal cam and to the wide cam, there's some difference, but it's not so much. The difference is not too much. And even in the quality, you can notice that it is still quite good. Even this is the wide lens. Let's try to focus. It's having a little hard time when focusing using the wide lens for macro shots. But when we switch to the main camera, focusing is easier, focusing is better, and it's macro-like. I think it can do macros for videos. That is quite nice. Not every phone at this price point can do this, and so far this is impressive. Like the Huawei Mate 20 Pro and Huawei P30 Pro, it has this video mode that can desaturate the background from the subject, but it is not perfect. As you can see, there are times where its detection will fail, but at least it can give you an artistic effect when you want it. Aside from the AI color mode, it has this background blur mode for videos, and it is very nice. At least it can blur the background of your subject for a nice artistic looking bokeh effect. But again, it is not perfect, but at least this feature is there, and maybe you can be more creative with your shots. It can help you be more creative with your shots, and that's nice. For selfies, Huawei Nova 5T can take up to 1080p, 30 frames per second, and it has a huge crop, and my face is a little bit beautified here, but colors are okay. I also like its sharpness, I also like its details, and I like its overall dynamic range. Look at the dynamic range. It even has AI. Its AI can detect if you need to use the HDR mode already. So this is a pretty good selfie shooter overall. Although I would have liked it better if the crop is not this big. By the way, it has this AR effect that can transform my face into a puffer fish and maybe even a wolf for around 10 seconds. And I like it because it is more responsive than ever. So what's up guys, it's me, Peter of GIZGUIDEPH, and I'm a big bad wolf. I'm a wolf. Wolf.